Hi everyone, Helen Blunden here at Activate Learn on Twitter. It is time for another book review, and today's book is Nassim Nicholas Taleb's Skin in the Game, Hidden Asymmetries in Daily Life. Now, there are so many asymmetries in daily life, isn't there? And nowadays, they're not so hidden anymore. In fact, they're blatantly obvious, but sometimes we happen to miss them. Right, okay, so Taleb. Who is Taleb? Taleb is a mathematician and a statistician. He was a trader as well. He wrote this book, Skin in the Game, and I've since found out that it is part of a series. Now, I didn't know who Taleb was. I had only heard of his reputation. So his reputation preceded him, and I had heard that he had pissed off some of these thought leader types on the interwebs, and I thought to myself, if he's pissing those people off, he's someone I should read. And so luckily one day, this was about 3 years ago, I was invited by a publishing house to go along with some other members of the public to go into their back area storage and go pick out any book that I wanted, any books that I wanted, and get them for heavily discounted prices. And so I found Taleb's book in a dim, dark, dusty corner in a bucket, along with some other books, and I rushed over there because I saw the orange name Taleb, and I was fully prepared to fight others around me for the book. But when I looked around me, there was no one. They had gone to the self-help and the cookbook area. So luckily I came away with this and I was very happy. But I was kicking myself because that's when I realized it's the 5th book in the series. What is this book about? Ultimately, it's all about the concept of those who don't take risks should not be involved in the decision making. And even though some of the concepts in here are to do with investment and trading, a lot of the applications you can apply to any parts of your work and any parts of your life. It certainly makes you question a lot of things. This should be a guide to identify the bullshit that comes through the internet and kind of sways us off our main course and gets us questioning what we do and why we do it. So the way that it's written, though, I have to say, initially I was a bit afraid. I had read the blurb at the back, and I must admit his background made me a bit fearful because I thought to myself, I'm not going to be able to grasp the concepts that he's going to put here in this book. That there was a chapter with the mathematics in there that I had kind of flicked through, and I thought to myself, oh my God, I need to understand mathematics. But don't let that worry you. In actual fact, it's really a technical appendix that if you wanted to read the mathematics, you can, but you don't have to read this. In fact, you are reading mathematics through the whole book. Let me explain. You know how sometimes there are people who talk at you and you have absolutely no idea what they're saying, but it makes absolutely no sense? Well, with this book, it is nothing like it. You read this book and it's kind of like Taleb is stripping away the bullshit to reveal the simple truth underneath it. And then it's kind of like the clouds and the sun comes out and you think, why haven't I realized this? And so I felt that I was reading mathematics through this, but in such a way that it revealed the truth and it revealed the utter genius in the simplicity of the message, that I kicked myself. Literally kicked myself, thinking, why have I questioned the truth? Why have I questioned that simplicity? Why have I been allowed to question that simplicity? He does make a whole heap of different references in this book, everything about how having skin in the game would make you smarter, how we're kind of swayed by our employers to have skin in the game and what that is making us as employees. He also talks about concepts of allowing the minorities in the world to rule over the majorities, and we are seeing that, we are living it right now. But he strips the bullshit out to just the pure genius of the truth, and he does it in such a way that with dry sense of humor that just makes you laugh, but also makes you realize, my God, why why did I doubt this? Why did I not know this? Or why have I been swayed by other people to not even consider this? So ultimately the lesson I got in this book is I'm not going to listen to the bullshitters anymore. If they are not invested in a solution, if they are not also doing the things that they are saying for me to do, then I shouldn't be listening to them. It's common sense. So for me, I loved this book. I loved reading it. I loved how I was reading. It was as if you've read Borges or if you've read Umberto Eco, it had that kind of same feeling about it because of the mathematics, because of the classical literature. The other thing I loved about this book is there's a lot of footnotes, and those footnotes are gems. And in fact, some of these footnotes also have additional references to other books to read. If I could provide, okay, I don't have skin in the game. If I could provide advice, if anything, I would have ultimately included those references in the footnotes about books to read, additional, or like at the back of the book, or alternatively, those throughout the book, he's got these italicized statements. These statements, my God, I would have those just in a book themselves. Or, okay, let's face it, I'd probably make them into big posters that I could tack on my wall and that I could read. So every time a bullshitter talks to me about something, I could look at the statement and kind of confirm that he's bullshitting me. Anyway, so genius book. I love this book. I'm going to go out and buy his other books simply because they have applications in normal everyday life. They certainly have applications in the corporate world that I've worked in, academia, and it's made me realize that, don't trust the people who don't have skin in the game. So thank you for listening and watching. If you have read this book, let me know what you think. And let me know what you think about his other books. Okay, bye for now.